several accommodations for the public to provide comments on the agenda items. And I'm the vice chair covering for the chair tonight. Roll call.
Becker.
Here.
Buckley. O'Flaherty.
Here.
Klein.
Here.
Vice Chair Doe.
Here.
Wright.
Here.
Chair Maxwell. We have a quorum.
Approval of the agenda. Any additions, deletions, or corrections? If none, I'll take a motion.
I move to approve as written.
Moved by O'Flaherty,
Second.
second by Wright. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. We have the May 20th, 2020 minutes for approval. Any additions, deletions, or corrections?
I just have one correction. It refers to me as a her, and I've always claimed to be a him. So maybe you could correct that and make me a him.
Okay,
That's on page 3, page 4.
great. Have that noted, Aaron. Okay, anything else? Thank you for that correction. If nothing else, I'll take a motion
I
for
move
approval. So moved by
approval.
Klein,
Second.
second by Becker. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. This is the public participation portion. If anyone in the audience has anything to comment or questions about that are not part of the agenda, we welcome you to the podium. If it's dealing with the agenda item, we will have it. Okay, we'll have that in a little bit. Yep. Okay, there being none, I move to the new business. We have a public hearing, a petition by 2675 Sycamore Road Development LLC for approval of the rezoning of 2675 Sycamore Road in Perens, southwest corner of Sycamore Road and Oakland Drive, from the GC, General Commercial District, to the PDC, Planned Development Commercial District, and approval of a preliminary and final development plan to accommodate a 4-story executive suites residential complex with ground-level commercial space. And I open to the petitioners first. If you have someone here to present, you can go to the podium. Yep, state your name and address, and then you can go forward.
Can I remove this, or am I allowed to remove the mask?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, why?
I was just making sure there was a microphone there.
I want to make sure you get fresh air. John Pappas, DeKalb. If you guys have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. We're proposing 59-unit executive suites. As the majority of you probably know that we've done Cornerstone Development, Plaza DeKalb, and the Agora Towers. We're getting a lot of phone calls, and we get a lot of demand for executive type of living, smaller than 1-bedroom apartment, but a corporate leases that they range anywhere between 6 months to a year. Downtown, we don't really want to get into that 6 months and 4 months and 5 months type of deal, because we thought long-term it's to everybody's benefit if we have year-round residents living downtown to support the downtown businesses. So the last 6 months to a year, when my son joined the business, we decided to say, you know what, maybe that's another portion of the market lacks in this community. A lot of these people, they don't like to stay in hotels. They like to be here for 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, but they want all the toys, so to speak, right? They want their wine glasses, they want their scotch glasses, they want their banquet hospitality room. So there's a lot of interns. We're getting a lot of activity from the local hospital, the university. We have a lot of professors. They want to be here, but they're only here for a semester. So, and now with the help of our outstanding city manager and the rest of the taxing bodies, attracted these 2 new companies coming into the community, I think this type of housing, it's more important than ever. One thing I want to point out, we do background checks, and this is not type of deal that you're gonna come in and rent a room for one night or 3 days or 5 days. That's not the case. The management and the background check will not change if they come in for 6 months or 5 years. I just let everybody know. Now, the difference between this type of development and say like an extended stay, right? We provide personalized service that a national company will not do. You know, I go to Walmart or I go to a restaurant depot and buy glasses of wine, or we buy the carpet for the people, we buy glasses, we buy silverware. You're not gonna get, we provide personalized service. And we're also gonna include washer and dryer in every unit instead of common area. So we're between extended stay hotel, so to speak, or above that, and long-term housing. And we're getting a lot of ideal industries. We got calls. We got from Transware. It's a nuclear engineering plant in Sycamore that I built a building for them about 10 years ago. So we're getting a lot of activity for that type of housing, and I think it lacks in the market, and that's why we're proposing this. And this property's been vacant for 12, 15 years now. And we tried to market it, but we didn't really have any luck. So it's time to take it to the next level. But if you guys have any concerns, any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer.
Okay, thanks, John. We'll have the city do their report, we'll open it up to the public, and then if we have
Sure.
any questions, we'll have it come up.
Okay,
Thank you.
fair enough.
Yep. Okay, so I open to the city.
Thank you. You have a staff report in your packet. As the applicant explained, what they're proposing, a mixed-use building, 59 dwelling units. The site's currently zoned general commercial, been vacant since about 2007. The reason they're rezoning that, any dwelling units above, under the GC district, any dwelling units above the ground level requires a special use. In addition, in the GC district, the maximum building height is 3 stories. This is 4 stories, so we suggest they rezone it to a planned development commercial district, which will allow those 2 items to occur. It also gives the city more flexibility, more control over the development, how it looks, things like that. So, as the applicant mentioned, 4 stories. There was a 2-story motel on the property for many years. If you were, somebody been around, recall that. Demolished in around 2007. The site, so the location of the building will be on the building pad where the hotel was. Access provided to Oakland Drive, as did the hotel, same access point on Oakland Drive. Site does slope downward to the west. There's a creek in the back with trees, and they've done some recent clearing out of some of the underbrush and some of the dead trees there recently. Be 2 detention ponds, one on the north end, one on the southwest corner, which is pretty unusual for a smaller site like this, but they provided a storm water analysis and providing detention that will meet the UDO requirements. As the applicant noted, the background of the reasoning for the type of units, there'll be 1 bedroom, 59 total, 54 of them be 420 square feet, fully furnished. Leases again from that 4 to 5 to 7 month, 8 month time frames. They'll have 3 larger units at 483 square feet, 2 ground level units. There was a floor plan in the packets. Some of the, I don't have that. That was in your packets, the floor plans. And then 2 units on the ground level, handicap accessible, larger at 720 square feet. Parking on the site, they are meeting the requirements for dwelling units, 1 bedroom. It's 1.5 spaces per unit. And then they have about 2,900 square feet of commercial proposed. That would generate 12 spaces. So a total of 101 parking spaces required. The plan shows 112 spaces, including 5 handicap spaces, so they do have adequate parking per the UDO. The plans were distributed to the various city departments, Water Reclamation District, Police and Fire, All comments been addressed. Sanitary District has a few minor comments which are on Exhibit C. They'll also have to do prior to any building permit, a final plat and submit a lighting or photometric plan showing that it meets the UDO requirements. They will be proposing to connect a private water main, which is shown in purple here. I included the utility plan that will connect to an existing water line in the townhomes to the west of the site. That will improve fire flows and water quality for those residents, as well as the Isaac Suites, the new development. Landscaping is provided. There's a plan in your packet around the site, exceeding the UDO in many locations. As I noted, they cleared some underbrush and 4 dead trees in the area to the west, or western part of the site. They're going to add a little, at the request, a little connection to the existing sidewalk on Sycamore Road at the southeast part of the site, and also do some minor repairs on the existing walk in the right-of-way on Sycamore Road that have become damaged. Any rezoning, we have findings of fact, which they're meeting. It conforms to the comprehensive plan, which calls for commercial on the side, of course. It's compatible with the surrounding area, which you have commercial uses up and down Sycamore Road. They're providing landscaping, existing tree line maintaining to the townhomes to the west. They're providing all necessary utility connections to the property, and it won't be detrimental to the surrounding area. As of the posting on the agenda, May 29th, and as of today, we haven't received any written comments from the public. So there's a sample motion. The staff recommends approval. There's a sample motion provided that recommends approval with the plans listed on Exhibit A. That's a preliminary and final development plans, which are in your packet. The standards in Exhibit P list the permitted uses. Of course, the 59 one-bedroom units with accessory uses, banquet conference room, exercise room, storage, manager's office, etc. Allows the retail uses, office uses, service uses, the bulk regulations per the UDO, and then the remaining staff comments are on Exhibit C. If you have any questions, certainly be happy to answer those.
Okay, thank you. So I open the public hearing. If there's anyone that has any comments, if you could state your name and address, please.
My name is Darrell Rowland. I live at 812 Oakland Drive. I'm the president of the townhouse group just to the west of the property. And we had a meeting last week with a few concerns. I'd say they've almost all been addressed, but I'll just quickly run by them. The parking, and I've heard the numbers are very good. We're just concerned about that. The retention ponds are water runoff, and they have pretty well set up on that. John and I have talked to. We'd like to have our property line defined a little bit. It's been a long time since the survey. The stakes have disappeared. And then the biggest thing, and it's already started, is maintenance of that creek area with all the trees and junk down there. And that's started also. Now, a little concerned, several members, they just didn't want to be looking at the back of garbage units, but there's going to be trees and landscaping if you look at the plans. So all in all, our townhouse group, which we are adjacent neighbors, we're very satisfied with it. Any questions?
None at this time.
Okay.
Thank you.
There's a few images in your packet and on the monitor that show the view as from the townhomes. That's what you're looking at here.
So, Dan, is that the townhomes?
That's from the townhomes looking east up to the site,
Okay,
up towards Sycamore Road.
okay. Is there anyone else from the public that would like to speak or have questions? Okay, so I'll turn to the commissioners. Mr. Wright.
I just had one question, Mr. Pappas.
Yeah, John, if you can come up, please, thanks.
Just wanted to know if having done the properties downtown and looking at the inflow, outflow of people, is that where you feel the need, saw the need for this type of short-term leasing came from?
When we first did the cornerstone, I experimented by the university, by remodeling other properties, the units we have other business partners. And by reinvesting in that property, we had some very good results. So then I took the chance with a Cornerstone, and we have such a great luck, and the people that want to live downtown, and the people that are reaching out to us. Like I said, I prefer to have long-term leases downtown DeKalb, but we're turning a lot of people away for 6 and 7 month leases. They're here either in an internship, or they're professors at the university. They're only going to be here for 6 months to teach a class. We had a gentleman from Indonesia. He was going to be here for 4 months. So we did accommodate him, but then another college professor had convinced us, hey, everything is fine here, it's coming up, we're going to be responsible and all this and that, which it's all beautiful, but that kind of aggravates that's not really our plan downtown. Mm-hmm. So after we had so many phone calls and so many inquiries for 6 month leases, 8 month leases, like the gentleman from Indonesia, we'd love to be able to have a product in the community to keep people in town and spend money in town. So then we said, you know what? Maybe there is a market. Maybe there's not a market for 500 units or 400 units, but definitely there's a market for 60 units. There's no question. And then we get calls from Northwestern, actually, the university. There's a couple other tech companies in the community. They're on short-term leases. But what we need to understand is these people, they're upper management level jobs, and they like to get, so to speak, pampered, right? They like the hotel lifestyle if they're only going to be in the community for 3 or 4 months, but they want to have their privacy, they want to be pampered. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be providing services that a normal extended stay hotel or apartment will not provide in the community. Even to an extent that we would set up a wine bar for them, or we go shopping for them, literally going shopping for them. So it's a market that nobody paid attention, because over the years in this community, everyone focused on the college market, and rightly so. And let's not forget, early 90s, we had about 26,000 students in the university. That has declined by 25 to 30%. I don't think anybody can dispute that. So that equals to about 8,000 students. Say out of the 8,000 students, 4,000 of them live in the dormitories. Is that a fair number? Out of 8,000, say 4,000 would stay in the dormitories?
Yeah.
So you got 4,000 left. You divide it by 2 people per bedroom, per apartment. That's 2,000 apartments that became vacant. So I don't have all the answers, but I follow the market and I follow what's good for the community and people's lifestyles. The world has changed. When I was growing up, is you get married, you buy a house, you have kids, the American dream. My kids see the world different. They get out of college now, they have debt, they already have a mortgage. They don't buy a house. They work out of the house, they live in a suitcase, they move. So the world has changed. I mean, we like it or not. So we have to change with it. So of all the beautiful things happening in this community, like I said, to our city manager's credit, and with the help with the Planning and Zoning Commission, the taxing bodies, and the City Council, we attracted 2 Fortune 500 companies. One, it's already been announced. We don't know who the other one is. But those people, I can tell you one thing. The only way you're going to keep them in this community, if you provide a product that meets their needs. That's it. If you do not provide a product that meets their needs, they're going to go east on 88, they're gonna either stop in Oak Brook, Naperville, whatever the thing is. This is a completely different market. I feel so strongly, and yeah, I personally believe we're gonna have better luck out there with this type of product, or just as good as we have done in downtown DeKalb. I literally believe that. So,
Thank you.
any other questions, I'll be more than happy to.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, I remember the old motel, and I remember when it was torn down, and that lot's been empty all these years, so I think this will be a nice addition to it. I like the proposal. I think you'd be commended for the work you've already done out there in terms of the back of the lot, hopefully satisfying these folks that live back there.
Well, I appreciate that they taking the time, they coming out, and
And I go-
we had a few meetings, and I always return their phone calls, and if I don't, they know exactly where I live around the block. So they know exactly where I live, so.
Well, I
there's-
go by there almost every day. and,
There's no question.
I think it's going to look very nice, and the concept of these shorter-term leases, I should think, would be, as you say, people that come for a semester or something of that sort, would be perfect for them, I would think. So the big problem from your point of view is filling up all those apartments, I guess.
Yeah, like I said, the professor from Indonesia, we have 4 from Canada. They want 5-6 month type of leases, or 7 months. But at the same time, they want to be able to have their amenities, washer and dryer in their rooms instead of using common area stuff.
Shopping for them right now shouldn't be a problem because everything's closed, but hopefully it opens up.
I agree there. Hopefully things open up and we get to semi back to normal, you know? No, there's definitely, we thought it over, and we're not gonna operate like a hotel. We're gonna do background checks, but we're gonna be able to accommodate the young professionals. They wanna come in our community and stay in the community and spend money for the short period of time. If it means 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, or 8 months. Like I said, I'm very excited about what's happening on the south side of DeKalb.
Yeah.
That's the best news that I heard. 200 years. I've been here in town 50 years, but my God, you know, when we get companies, they say they're going to invest $800 million. Now, to me, that's $1 billion. When was the last time we heard company coming to DeKalb to invest $1 billion? The last time I heard $1 billion when our Washington politicians talk about billions. And then Nancy Pelosi opens up her refrigerator to show us her $1 billion ice cream cage. I don't know. $1 billion. I mean, to me, that's unbelievable. And it's all about leadership, right? We have the right troops in place now. We have the right leader. He's taking care of business. I mean, we need to step up. $1 billion. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
So John, I do have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I will say, when I first looked at the plans and started reading everything, I was very skeptical. I walked in this room and I wasn't going to approve this, so I'll be honest. So I'm kudos to you because I'm glad you explained what your plans were. And I agree, I think there is a need for short-term leases that aren't, just for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks even. So kudos to you. But my question is, what are your plans for the lower level? Do you have, I know there's going to be like a banquet center and there's a few other things. So there's going to be some commercial space in there?
It would be either one 2,400 square feet space or two 1,200 square feet space, like boutique type of deal or some type of retail.
Okay.
I just want everybody to know that the banquet that we put, banquet-hospital, that's for our residents only. It's not open to the
Okay.
public. We're not going to be having weddings there or anything like that. The space is 1,100 square feet.
Yeah, I
So
kind of wondered
it's-
that.
No,
Yeah.
it's strictly for the people, these corporate executives that come out here, you know, let's be honest, they use their the company's card, right? The company's credit card. So for those guys to come out and buy their $100 bottle of wine or go down the street and order their single malt scotch that the rest of us think twice of ordering, to them it's, it's business as usual. So that's something that's not available in the community, and that's why we're providing that type of service, even if it means doing a wine bar for them, wherever it takes, to keep the people in the community and spend money in the community. And there's plenty of restaurants up and down they can go and wine and dine.
And good networking space for them to network with each other as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And now with all the social distancing, I guess.
Well, yeah, maybe when we finally get back to that point. Okay, thank you. Is there any other public comment before we? No? Okay, I'm going to close the public.
One more thing, I really want to thank our neighbors
Yeah,
for coming out tonight and supporting this, and they've been up front from day one. And
good.
the CalPAG, I wish they were still in town.
I think there's a lot of people.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm closing the public hearing. Any further discussions or questions from commissioners to the city or to Mr. Pappas?
I guess the only question that I had is the design finalized?
The design of the building, yes.
Yeah,
That
okay.
is
Okay.
what's proposed.
Okay.
You want to change?
No, yeah, that was my question.
Some ideas, huh? I guess the concern I have, but it's not my money to spend, is filling 59 units. That at first, as we're looking at the expansion to the south of Lincoln, I think we probably will see a lot of people coming in. After that, I have a hard time seeing that, but I haven't done the due diligence that you have, so I have to, accept that your money being spent on it is coming at the cost of doing a lot of research in that area.
We have, and I was going to wait to make this comment to the city council, but I might as well do it. This is a perfect example of piece of property that works without TIF assistance. This is the difference between redevelopment and having a piece of property shovel-ready. All the main water lines are there, all the infrastructures are there. I don't have to tear down any buildings. I don't have to worry about the EPA issues. This is a perfect example, the best way to use TIF and not to use TIF. This is a non-TIF project, and it makes economic sense for us to go to the local bank and finance it. My downtown projects did not make economic sense to go to a local bank without TIF assistance. And it's very important. I'm going to have more to say at the city council level, but TIF projects means to increase the property tax values, so someday the average homeowner gets a break in this community. That's redevelopment. And here's why. Let's use the Quorum as an example. It was a $3 million TIF. In the end of the day, what I really got out of it was 3/4 of an acre land. The bank looked at it, says it was appraised for $225,000. They don't give you any credit. They shouldn't. It doesn't make any economic sense for the financial institutions to pay for properties they've either been abandoned or they're vacant or they've been condemned. It just doesn't make any, there's no value to them. And you're not going to get an appraisal to appraise them out. But in this property, we'll be able to finance it, and there's no baggage with it. Downtown DeKalb had to go through hell. In matter of fact, we even existed the spending of the TIF. That's the only way these projects work. So now, to get back to answer your questions, we have 1 bedroom and 2 bedrooms downtown. But we don't have this product, and we're losing people from coming into the community because this is going to be a little more economical than what we charge downtown DeKalb for 1 and 2 bedroom apartments. This is more like an executive suites, open space type of deal. We're looking about $1,100 to $1,200, fully furnished, all the utilities paid. You come and go as you please, and that's the pricing. And the numbers work if we're about 95% full, but what's important, this piece of property, it's ready to go. It's ready to go for development. That's not my experience downtown DeKalb with Plaza, Cornerstone, or the old 4th Street dealership. That's why this TIF business is, it's a fine line. It's got to be used properly. If it doesn't use properly, nobody benefits. Especially the taxpayers that they're paying for it. Let's be honest, right? So, I'm going to have more to say at the council meeting, but I believe that projects can work if they're the right location with the right concept without TIF. But they're not going to work with downtown. Downtown, we still got a long ways to go.
Thank you.
Okay. If there's nothing further, I'll be happy to take a motion. Unless you want to keep discussing.
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Based on the submitted petition and testimony presented, I move that the Planning and Zoning Commission forward its finding of fact and recommend to the City Council approval of rezoning of 2675 Sycamore Road, southwest corner of Sycamore Road and Oakland Drive, from the GC General Commercial District to the PDC Planned Development Commercial District, and approval of a preliminary and final development plan as listed in Exhibit A to accommodate a 4-story executive suites residential complex with 59 dwelling units and ground-level commercial space with a banquet conference room, subject to the standards listed in Exhibit B and subject to the staff comments listed in Exhibit C.
Second.
So a motion's been made by Wright, seconded by Klein. Any discussion? Roll call?
Becker,
Yes.
Buckley, O'Flaherty,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Vice Chair Doe,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Chair Maxwell. Motion passes.
Reports.
Thank you. I handed out again the revised meeting schedule and sent an email earlier to the commission. This is the same one I sent you. So meeting-wise, we'll be, City Hall, we're moving this Friday. Our meetings will start in the library in July, so our next meeting, scheduled meeting, is June 17th. That'll be in the council chambers here. We have one hearing, that's for Little John School. They want to extend the time. They have a mobile classroom on site. It won't be televised live. A lot of the equipment is being moved to the library, so we'll have the meeting here. It'll be videotaped, and we'll have a recorder too. So that'll be the last meeting here. And then starting in July, we're moving the meetings to the first and third Mondays. So the first meeting will be July 6th, 6 p.m. still at the library in the USANA's meeting room. That's in the lower level. Then we'll continue to meet first and third Mondays. The packets will go out, give you one more day. So Thursdays, we'll get those out and posted instead of Fridays, the Thursday before, since the meetings are moved a little bit closer. So you have a lot additional day to look at the packet information.
And the first meeting in September is Tuesday versus Monday.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
'cause of
September
Labor
8th.
Day.
Yeah. So those are the dates that we're meeting, and if a holiday falls in that, we'll go Tuesday.
Okay.
That's it. There hasn't been any council action on any recent commission items, but we have a couple items, including Isaac Suites you voted on tonight, coming up next Monday, in addition to the rezoning across the street, 421 Grove Street. That'll be up for discussion at the council meeting on next Monday.
Okay. Anything else from the commissioners? Any comments or anything going on? Sure is nice to see you guys. I haven't seen you
Yeah.
for a while, so. So if there's nothing else, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved by Becker.
Second.
Second by Klein. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. We are adjourned. Thank you.